Welcome back to Bold Life and Leather. Live life boldly with no fear or regrets. Today we're gonna make a review of Tom Ford Ombré Leather Parfum versus Tom Ford Ombré Leather Eau de Parfum, the EDP. I'll review each one separately, but I've been seeing a lot of misleading information both on Fragrantica and YouTube about these two, and especially the difference between these two. A lot of misleading information. And since I'm keen on being giving you honest reviews and correct information and the integrity information, I had to step in and set the record straight. First of all, these two are two masterpieces. The Ombré Leather Parfum is the one that made me fall in love with leather fragrances. After I smelled this one, I was hooked on leather forever. These are two beautiful masterpieces from Tom Ford. Let's get down to brass tacks. The top notes in the Eau de Parfum are cardamom. The top notes in the Parfum are violet leaf and cedar. The middle notes in the Eau de Parfum are leather. Only leather. Is it? Yeah, only leather. Leather and jasmine sambac. Leather and jasmine sambac. The middle notes in the parfum are jasmine sambac and orris. Okay, so we have the leather note here in the middle notes or in the heart notes. Here, the leather note is in the base notes. The base notes in the parfum are leather and woody notes and tobacco notes. The base notes of the Eau de Parfum are amber, moss, and patchouli. Okay? So since the leather here is in the base notes, it's gonna be more leathery. That's for one. Okay? They're both floral leathers. Both of them are floral leathers. But I've seen on YouTube and Fragrantica a lot of people say that the Eau de Parfum is darker and more masculine, and that the Parfum is floral and more feminine, which is completely wrong. This one has woody notes and tobacco notes and cedarwood. Cedarwood is one of the most masculine notes. So this is the most masculine and dark compared to this one. This one actually, if you smell this one, is very sweet. The Eau de Parfum is very, very sweet. And as we know, sweet fragrances are the feminine fragrances, mostly, if not all feminine fragrances are sweet. Okay? So there's a helicopter up there. So it is totally wrong. This one is the sweet one, not this one. And a lot of people on YouTube say the Eau de Parfum is the dark one, and is darker. Nope, this is the darkest one, since this one has woody notes, tobacco notes, and cedarwood. Okay, it's a big difference. Okay, it's a big difference. But I'll spray them on, and we can continue. The Parfum. The Parfum is magic. Put it here. And the Eau de Parfum is also magic. I really like this one. That's why I got the 150 ml. They're both beautiful leathers. Both of them. I'll keep them in my hand so we know which one is which. So the one on the left is the Parfum. This one right away hits you with the leather. It's a multi-dimensional leather. Okay, it has more aspects to it. That's why if you go to Tom Ford, they say the description of it is they take the leather to another different intensity. It's more deep and more intense. So the leather here in the Parfum is more multidimensional than the one in the Parfum. The Parfum is right away sweet. It hits you with the sweetness right away. It hits you with the sweetness right away, the Eau de Parfum, the EDP. is sweet right away. So I don't know how people say this is darker, more dark. Maybe they were just thinking about the bottle and they didn't actually smell it. And you know, on Fragrantica, one guy posts a review and then maybe others copy it just to say, oh, you know. But again, I can't believe how they made this misleading conclusion about these two. This one is sweet right away. Right away hits you with the sweetness. The leather in the EDP is a bit more, I don't want to say linear, it's a bit more simple than the one in the Parfum. The leather here is more multidimensional leather. It's more complex. But just to be clear, these are both layered leather fragrances. And that means that a layered fragrance is where you don't detect the notes easily, which makes it a very luxury fragrance. Okay, so they're both layered leathers. But the Parfum, of course, the leather here is more complex, is more multidimensional, is deeper. It has more facets to it and more aspects and nuances to the leather here. The leather here is from A to Z, stays with you from the opening till, it's right away the leather here. You get hit right away with the leather. Also in this one, but here the sweet notes, they kind of overcome the leather at the beginning. So here you get a burst of sweetness. Here you get a burst of leather. Of course, with the cedar wood and the violet. If I could give them both, especially the Parfum, a color, it would be the color purple. It's a purple leather. It's not a black leather like Tuscan leather, and it's not a white leather. It's purple. It's in the middle. But since they're both floral leathers again, because again, jasmine sambac is in both of them, but this one has violet extra. Maybe that's why people thought this one is more floral when they look at the notes. But here you get the cedar wood in the top. Cedar wood is very, very masculine, and you got the woody notes and the tobacco in the base notes. Makes it darker, deeper, more masculine, richer. Oh, this is magic. They're both magic, but my favorite is the Parfum because it's a much more multi-dimensional leather. And it's drier. This is very dry. It's not sweet like this one. That's how I like my leathers, to be dry and masculine. But the leather in them, just like this Polo Ralph Lauren jacket, is very smooth. Very, very smooth, refined leather. Okay? Very smooth and refined leather in both of them. And it's a bold leather. It's bold, but it's smooth. It's not dark like Tuscan leather. It's smooth and refined and luxurious, It's sensual. It's a very sensual leather. To be honest, nobody ever smelled these two and didn't like them. It's like, this is so intense, so unique, so complex that the whole world, I think, fell in love with these two, the Ombré leather. By the way, speaking of Ombré leather, yesterday I mentioned that Cuir Eternal. This one is also very similar to Ombré leather. Very similar. It's a French niche brand. It's very, very similar. But so again, I just saw the misleading information on Fragrantica and YouTube, and I had to set the record straight. This is the EDP is more sweet, is sweeter. Hits you with the sweetness right away. This one is ultra dry leather. It's very dry. More complex, deeper, richer. More multidimensional leather. The Parfum. And actually, this one lasts a bit longer since it's a Parfum concentration. I've been wearing them for ages, these two, I love them. So, again, you cannot go wrong with any of these two, or anything from Tom Ford, like I always say. But I just had to set the record straight, A lot of people have misconceptions about these two. I would say this is the more masculine one, the more leathery one. The leather here is is more mature and grown up and more complex than this one. This one is a bit simpler leather with sweeter notes, more amber also. It has the amber here in the base notes. But they're both fantastic. These two, you cannot go wrong with any of them. My own personal favorite is this one. Okay, but they're both nice. And like I said, if I could give them a color, both of them, the leather especially in them, I would give it the color purple. It's kind of like a purple leather, very smooth and refined and mysterious, luxurious, smooth and luxurious. Seriously, when you spray this on, you will be smelling yourself the whole day. The whole day it's that good. The note is so attractive. Like, this is art. This is not a perfume. This is not a fragrance. It's art in a bottle. That's how good it is. God damn. It's so good. Sweeter, more ambery, the EDP. Very refined also. Very, very refined. I love them both. I love them both, guys. So, and I can't recommend them enough. This is a masterpiece, both of them. You gotta have them both. If you could only afford one, I would say get the Parfum, but get them both. You don't have to get the 150 milliliters. They also come in 50 milliliters, both of them. So this is the 100 ml. This is the 150 ml. But these two are masterpieces. It's unbelievable. Like, this is, and actually they're both done by Sonia Constant. The perfumer behind them is Sonia Constant. But I just don't know how people say, oh, this is the darker one and the more masculine one, even though this one in reality is the sweetest one. It's very sweet. And the leather here is more pronounced with the wooden notes and the tobacco notes also, and the cedar wood. How could people make such a big misconception? I don't know. The leather note here is so complex. Damn, it is so multidimensional, It's a story to tell. Seriously, like when you smell this on, it's a story that keeps evolving on your skin. It's so magical. So, Ombré leather is a masterpiece. It is a masterpiece. Try it and let me know what you think about it. And if you have any questions, drop them down below. I'll be happy to answer them. Highly, highly. This is like my number 2 leather. Number 1 for me is Tuscan leather. This is number 2 leather. Top, up there, up there in the sky. That's how. Top of the top. Tom Ford, he's the master of leathers. Anything from Tom Ford House leathers is a masterpiece. That's why they're copied so much. Everybody's copying them. Tuscan leather has been copied so much by Acqua di Parma, by Parfum de Marley, by everybody. And these two also have been copied so much, unbelievable. It shows you what a masterpiece they are. I can't get enough of it. Try it and you will fall in love from the first sniff. That's all I gotta tell you. Stay happy, stay healthy, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace out.